Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to the Teach Better Today morning show where the Teach Better team gets to be live every single morning at 7 a.m. Eastern. We're so appreciative that you are here, and we are really eager to encourage you to go subscribe to our YouTube channel because Joshua Stamper, Joshua _Stamper, who's on the Teach Better team, told me that y'all haven't done that yet. So could you just like go over to YouTube and search Teach Better Team and click subscribe? That way Josh isn't yelling at me. Good morning. We'll be right back. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Teach Better Today. I'm so appreciative that you guys are here. Katie Miglin's in the house, and there's a lot going on.
Like just in the world?
Yes, in my world. So there's a ton going on. And don't pretend like behind the scenes during that commercial, you were not just like talking to a child who burst into your office.
I did. And then she proceeded to stand and dance to the music the entire commercial.
Well, I think that's good. It's early and she's like moving and grooving. We are doing good things for the world.
We are. Yes. Yeah. It's just, it's a busy time of year. August, I feel like, is busy for everybody, right? It's just, So,
I was just looking at our blog, and I'm not trying to like deter people from reading a blog because whatever, but some of these blog titles are killer. One is we have a new Food for Thought blog series that, of course, Alex Valencic is writing. And this one is called, like, it's an educator blog called Club Sandwiches and Expectations. Like, I want to know what that's about. I like this one. Summer Math Boosts Achievement.
Ooh.
On the Edge of a Breakthrough from the Better Mindset blog series from Jamie. I don't know. I just feel like I like clicked open the blog right as you're starting. I'm like, those are really like eye-catching. I want to see what those are about.
It's like the idea of like, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, don't judge a blog by its title. Like,
wait, but I think you should. You should be like, Club Sandwiches, sign me up.
Right. But like, I'm saying like the club sandwich one, like obviously that's about education, but like it's intriguing. So jump in and read it because obviously it's
unless Carrie from our blog department is like approving random blogs that have nothing to do with education. Like maybe it's just a recipe.
Good job, Carrie.
Yeah.
Good job, Carrie.
Shout out to Carrie on the Teach Better team who runs our blog and makes it amazing. Yes, yeah. Makes it amazing. So good.
Right. It's like we're kind of like super busy now. Like I don't spend all day every day with you in meetings.
Do you miss me?
I haven't decided yet, but this
make me blush.
Okay.
Wait, I just sent Katie an Instagram story yesterday where oh my God, we should be playing it, but it's like, hey, isn't it weird that when you close your eyes, you see black, but when you close one eye, you see nothing? And then like there's a pause, and then it's like, did you just wink at me? Are you flirting? And she texted back, she's like, I legitimately closed one eye.
I did. And as I was doing it, I was like, this doesn't seem right. But then I was like, seriously, I'm so dumb. And then I was so mad at you for sending it to me because I fell for it. Like I'm the person that it's like, if the reel is like clicking on something to make the heart grow or like do something stupid, like I'm going to do it. I'm going to fall into the trap. And then afterwards I'm going to be like, I'm so mad.
Yeah. It's so funny. I don't know what we were just talking about, but I'm so happy that came up.
Missing you because we've been traveling. So like August is, back to schools for a lot of people, but it also means that our team starts traveling. Summer is sometimes a little bit quieter just because we know schools are on break and, we do a lot more virtual events, I feel like in the summer, but in August, it's like, man, you look at our travel calendar and we're everywhere. So,
I know it's rare. I don't mean it's rare, but like it's very much an August vibe when all of us are out and we're all in like school buildings, whether it be district meetings or we just work like with a specific school. But yeah, I mean, Chad's all over, you're all over, I'm all over. It's impossible to schedule like team
Yeah, like
get-togethers or meetings
weekly
in
meetings. Yeah.
August. There's like no
Yeah.
way to do it.
Okay, but I
Um,
do think there's this like, so like obviously we're both still friends with a lot of educators, but this like we live in a world now, like you and I like left the classroom to do this full time, love what we
right.
do. But there is this like weird world of like, what does it look like? Because when you're like going into the world of education, this wasn't something that was ever on my radar. Like,
No, it wasn't even something I wanted. Yeah, it was
right,
not, I
exactly.
didn't like seek this out. Yeah, no.
No, but like, okay, I want to know because sometimes it is nice to like travel and go to work with schools and stuff, like to get
Yeah,
out of the house and do some things. But
yeah.
what's your like favorite part of working with a client? Let's say a new client, because that I feel like is sometimes what August brings is a lot of like new faces.
Yes. Okay. So I thought you were going to ask me about travel, and I was like, oh, there's like pros and cons. But working with a client, I think it's getting to like be in front of a staff and like meet them where they're at. Like I mean that in a
Mhm.
way that isn't like educational, like oh, meet your students where you're at. I legitimately mean like it's the start of the year. Everybody has 1,000 things to do. And I really like calling out the elephants in the room and being like, I know that this is tough for you to focus. I know that you're going to multitask. Like, I'm human, you're human. Let's build this together. Like, to me, that's how professional development should
Yeah.
be. We specifically do professional development with different school districts and different school buildings that isn't like a one and done
Mm-mm.
mentality. Like we're never in a building only once. And that is so my jam. I don't believe in like popping in and popping out. Then I'm just like some random face bossing
Okay.
teachers around being like, you're not good. Here, let me show you what to do better. Like
Okay.
that's not my approach. I don't even agree with that being a learning strategy. We would never do that for students. So I like that we approach professional development in just like a human way where
Mhm.
you come in, we like talk about the hard stuff, we like name what's happening like in the world, in our community, in our circles, and then we legitimately like set like what's achievable to learn right now that's going to eventually get us to meeting our goal. And I think that like I like seeing that like respect build with our
Mhm.
teachers, and I like being able to then visit them again and again and again throughout the year, not even for PD days. Like I love the school visits that happen after August where we just get to like hang out in the school building,
Yeah.
like foster Q&As during lunch, pop into a teacher's room and like meet their kids. And like, that's the stuff I love about this role. And if this wasn't a part of my role, I don't think that I would be as fulfilled because I
Mhm.
like that even though we're not connected to a school district right now, like we get to be in a school building any moment we want to and
Mhm.
frequently, which is cool. So it's kind of like the start of the year for us too, because we're meeting our teachers that we get to work with all year, which is different, I think, than like just bringing in a keynote to like build in
Mhm.
fluff and inspiration, and then you never go back to that school building. Like I love the start of this because then I get to build my routine for the year, knowing the building, like getting to know the classrooms I'll be in. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think exactly what you said. It's like our job, which I would have never in a million years guessed, is very much how it feels when we go back to school as a
Yes.
teacher. Like, if it's a school that we've been working with, obviously that has like a different vibe because we have the relationship. But that, like, the schools and the clients that we work with for the first time, it's like that first day of school vibe. Like, you're getting in there and you're like, meeting the admin team that you're like maybe that you've only been emailing for a while, and then you get to meet the staff and like see their building, see their space. Like I love when principals or teachers like say, "Hey, do you want to see like the space that we're in?" and kind of
Mhm.
walk around. But then yeah, it's like that continued like relationship throughout the year, which is very much like how we are with students, right? Like we have clients that you and I both have worked closely with for a few years now. And so when we go up there, it is like such a different feeling than the one and done. We know things about them. We know like things about their families or their classrooms. Or like, oh, you were trying this last time I was here. How was it going? I just feel
Mhm.
like there's
And
such
like the celebrations, like, oh, I know you got married. How was the wedding? Or like,
yes,
oh, how's the baby?
yeah,
Or I don't know. There's just so many big milestones that
yeah.
we get to be a part of that if we were in one single building, we wouldn't have the like robust opportunities. It's just so
Right.
fun.
And
I
it's like you said,
also,
it's not the one and done, which I agree. I don't,
yeah,
even if I was doing it often, like getting into buildings often or getting, to doing those like speaking things, I don't think my personality, I could do a one and done because I have found this job, I really rely heavily on relationships.
yeah,
And so even the clients that like we've tag teamed, it is like I know you're headed out to California to work with teachers that I was with, and I'm like sad that I'm not going.
yeah.
So I'm like, well, I wonder what they're up to and how they're doing. Like
Yeah,
Reagan's gonna hang out.
you should be super jealous. You
Yeah.
should be really jealous that I'm going. I
Damn.
will say, I also love a new school that we haven't worked with, that we get this like introduction in August. It's fun to meet the new faces, but it's also so stinking cool to see people that we only know virtually. Like all the
Yeah.
people in the comments, or like people that are like reach out to us or on our email list that, reply back to stuff. Like it's so fun to be able to walk in and be like, oh my God, Mark Horner, like we're meeting in
Yes.
real life. I see you all the time in Mastermind, or I see you all the time, like in the comments, and now like this is you. It's just
Right.
like, I love that stuff. I know people feel that same way when they go to like Teach Better in-person events, like conferences, but that's how we get to feel in August too. So
Yeah.
we hope to see all of you in your school buildings. And if you haven't scheduled Teach Better to come out and like be a part of your school, I don't know, direct message us and we'll figure it out. Like we're writing a ton of grants now. Like don't let the money be the reason that your either team, department, or school like doesn't get to a like fulfilled learning experience. Like that's a big thing for us right now. We are really focused on knowing that like, yes, schools have money, and if you have the funds, great. But if you don't, like, let us partner with you to figure it out, because we want to figure it out with you so that you and your community like gets everything that it needs, so that we also like get fulfilled. I don't know. It's just,
and we do a lot more than just like the grid method or some of the things that maybe we like have seen. Like we do a ton. If you just want to even like DM us or send us an email, because I check email.
No, DM.
Right. For DMs, I prefer emails. But like whatever it is, like talk to us about what your goals are, and like we can meet those goals. Like we can truly meet you where you're at. It doesn't have
because it's like
our menu that we have.
No, because like, yeah, I mean, the grid method mastery learning is like what we're known for. But I think the majority of clients I'm working with this year are focused on like standard-based grading, aligned assessment design, like identifying power standards, strategic, like professional development planning at an admin level. Like there's like coaching strategies, even just engagement with students is a huge thing that like seems to be a focus this year. So
yeah, absolutely.
I like that. I like the variety. Don't get me wrong. I love the mastery learning stuff, but that's like not a sole solution to what your school needs. Like mastery learning is great, but like I always describe like classrooms and like school buildings to be like the perfect deli sandwich. Like it's great that you have like the bread and the meat, but to actually make it a fulfilled like experience, you need the lettuce and the tomato and the sauce, and like it takes so much more than just like a one thing to make a classroom or school great. So, and we don't really care if you do the grid method. Like there's so many other things we can support you. Okay. This has been like super off topic because I thought we were going to like talk about real stuff today. So like, should we go to like our team talk?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you up for it? Are you done? Do you just want to like take a nap?
I was just like, I got really excited about visiting clients. And so I was just, no, let's talk.
Every time you call them clients, I'm like, what's that? I'm like, oh, she means like the school districts we're working with.
Yeah.
Clients feels very official.
We're a very official team. Let's talk team talk. Let's go. Let's go.
You use big words. We'll be back. morning, everyone. Welcome back to Teach Better Today morning show, where you can catch us every single morning, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn, and on Teach Better Talk podcast. I just want you all to know that my dog is going to bark during this part of the show because there are cars of people going to school or leaving for work, and he looks like trouble already. I'm just letting you know.
Thank you for the preparation of that.
Yeah, he's also got a haircut, so he looks like a rat, just to be clear.
So your rat dog is going to be barking soon.
Yeah,
fantastic.
My 80-pound rat dog. Yes. Anyway, what are we talking about today, Katie?
Well,
what's the plan?
So you early August kind of talked about on some of your social medias, your platforms, if you will.
That sounded fancy.
You talked about like our daily best and giving our daily best. And I think this is like a perfect time of the month to discuss it. And like, what does that look like on the day to day? Because we've been saying it like almost every show, but this is truly like a big transition month. So
yes. And you're exhausted. Like literally, if you're not exhausted, you have figured out the secret sauce that you need to share with all of us. Because
right, like if you're not exhausted after that first week of school, like can you connect with me and teach me your ways and be my life coach, please?
Yeah, be my life coach. Because there's nothing like teacher tired. And I know we talked about the first week, but it's really like the first 3.
Yeah, like really honestly, like once September hits, for those of you who have been back, like the first 3 weeks, but like obviously if that's delayed if you're going back in September, but those like first 3 weeks is literally a whirlwind. And then there's that point where you're like, okay, I think I can do this. Like you finally like you get over that initial hump. So
yes,
Godspeed to you if you're in that. We are here for you. We're here to support you. But we also want you to look at ways that you can really focus on what your like in the moment best is.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
So today's best, for those of you who have like heard of it, maybe you haven't heard of it, it's in my second book that I wrote with Adam Welcome, which was called Teachers Deserve It. Teachers Deserve It is actually a really good back to school book if you want to do like a kind of like a boost for teachers, but you want to do a book study with them. It's a really great staff study or just like individual. And you can reach out to me. I can try and figure out how to get you some free books if you want it. But anyway, Teachers Deserve It on page 175, because it's come up so much. I even know what page the section's on, but we go into like this concept of today's best, which was not something that I ever wrote thinking that it would be something that people really would utilize. It was really just like an honest reflection of how I got through my time. Like I was reflecting on 2019. I had a ton going on, as you're aware, Katie, like really personal struggles that were both health related, emotional related, all those things. And I was showing up to school like really not myself. And like we've all been there, whether it's because of fatigue or other stresses, or even just the stress of the job, you like can't show up as like your full best self. Right. And students feel that way too, right? They have like struggling mornings, or, you know, like a terrible morning, they got in a fight with their parents, or they missed the bus, or like a kid said something mean to them in the hallway, like something that brings you down. And we started in my classroom talking about this concept of today's best, where I don't expect you to be able to give 100% every single day. I think that's an unrealistic expectation. Like life is happening, and within every single moment, your best can look different. So I just want whatever your best is in that moment. That's all I can ask you for. So as an administrator, if you've had like a really rough week and you're walking in on Friday and you really want to make sure that you can give the best that you can, you're going to make sure you give. That might be 60% of what you normally could give, but like you're going to give the best 60% you absolutely can. And I think it's a good reflection model for teachers, for students, for leadership. Like it is okay that you cannot give 100% of you, but you can give 100% of whatever that best is. So even if you are going through some of the most challenging times of your life, even if like the morning has just been such garbage for you, trying to give and muster up whatever your best looks like for that day, and knowing that that's something to celebrate. Like you being able to give whatever your best looks like in that moment is just such a service to the people that you're serving. And trying to also acknowledge and name it. Like sometimes I would go to my classroom and be like, guys, I won't lie. Like I'm operating at a 70% and like, I'm going to give you the best 70% I can, but like, just give me a little slack. Cause like I am operating a little lower than usual. And that became normal. Like students would come in and be that, like have that reflective conversation and healthy for us to read, you know, like that's a good skill. So I love today's best. It was fun that was able to make it into the book and that other teachers have kind of referred to that as something that's helped them. And you get peace with not being able to give everything, but still celebrating what you can give to others.
Well, and it's so hard to have that constant feeling of like, I have to give my all when I don't have my all right now. Yes. And it just feels like an uphill battle. I mean, we've all walked into our jobs, our homes, our schools, whatever that is. And just, you already feel a little defeated because you're like, I can't give everything I should be able to.
And you're starting in a negative automatically.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
You feel guilty about it.
Yes.
Which is not okay.
Like, right. So just acknowledge like, this is where I'm at. And I know Lindsay Titus is in our network, and shout out to Lindsay Titus, who's so good. If you're not following her on social media, do so. Cause she's so good about being real in the moment of like, today has just not been a day. It's like been not a day that I planned, and I'm acknowledging that. And I'm going to do whatever I can with what I have. And it's such a powerful mindset. I really like, I value that. I struggle to do it on the consistent, but I think it's such a good thing for us to not only model for our students, but also to help our students navigate, because how powerful it would be if we like literally empower our youth to be able to do that as adults of like, this is where I'm at and this is what you're going to get. And I'm going to give you everything I have, but it may not be 100%, and that's going to be okay.
Well, and we see that with students where like there's something that they're struggling with, whether it be big or small. And because they can't give 100%, they then give very little.
Exactly.
And I like and I think it's beautiful to be able to name and be like, I am struggling, but like knowing that, being able to communicate that, and then knowing that whatever I can give, I am going to give my best effort in it.
Yep.
Versus I can give 100%, therefore I'm going to give only 10. And like that trying to find that like awareness, I think is healthy. And shout out to Lindsay Titus. She's part of our speakers network. You can actually bring Lindsay Titus into your school building, like via the Teach Better team. So let us know. We'll send her out to your school. I like love her content. So she's
agree.
So yeah, this could be something that you bring up to your staff. It can also change minute by minute or hour by hour. I think that's okay. Different stressors come. And especially at the end of the day, you're tired. Like you can't give 100% because you're tired, and like, that's okay. I don't know, for me, Katie, especially recently, because I'm trying to find some balance in my life. You know, it's an uphill battle, but everybody's trying to find their like happy medium. I actually feel like I'm celebrating the days more when I can give 100%. Like I'm waking up and I'm like, actually, hold on. Like I feel good. I have a lot of positives to celebrate. I'm at 100% today. Like that's great. Like this is now even more exciting than it would have been if I wasn't aware of it. So excited to hear what you guys think of today's best, and let us know if you want to learn more, explore more, or if you need a Teachers Deserve It book or two, like direct message me. I'll send some over. So it's a great thing. Or you can grab it on like Amazon or Barnes and Noble, whatever, all those places. That'll be cool.
Yeah. Great idea. Good advice.
Should we head out? I know we have a meeting coming up here. I feel like we should probably be responsible and go do our job.
Probably. All right. Yes. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye, friends. Hey, Teach Better community. Thank you so much for joining the Teach Better Today morning show every single weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern. We have so many resources for you outside of this live stream at teachbetter.com, including blogs, podcasts, and professional development that will bring our team to your school. Wherever you are listening from this morning, please make sure you are sharing and celebrating the incredible educators in this world. And hey, if you are listening over on a podcast to Teach Better Talk, we would love a 5-star review. The comments are always so entertaining. We'll see you tomorrow.